Inside Principal Howard's office, the air was thick with tension. Derek, Brittany, and Jake sat in chairs facing the desk. Derek slouched, arms crossed, acting like he didn't care. Brittany picked at her nails. Jake stared at the floor. Principal Howard, a tall man with gray hair and tired eyes, sat behind his desk. Next to him stood a woman in a sharp blue suit. She had kind eyes but a serious face. This was Mrs. Johnson, Maya's mother, and she wasn't just any lawyer. She was the lawyer who'd won 3 major discrimination cases in the county. "Do you 3 know why you're here?" Principal Howard asked. Derek shrugged. "Someone's making a big deal out of nothing." Mrs. Johnson stepped forward and placed her phone on the desk. She pressed play. The video showed everything. Derek bumping the table, Zara's tray crashing, the laughter. The phone's recording. The 3 students watched, faces going pale. "That's assault," Mrs. Johnson said calmly. "And with video evidence, it's also a civil rights violation under the Americans with Disabilities Act, targeting someone specifically because of their disability." Derek sat up straight. "Wait, we were just joking around, just joking?" Mrs. Johnson interrupted. "Let me tell you what's not a joke. The lawsuit I'm prepared to file against this school and your parents if this isn't handled properly." Brittany gasped. "You can't do that!" "Actually, I can, and I will," Mrs. Johnson replied, "unless real consequences happen right now." Principal Howard cleared his throat. "Derek, this is your 3rd incident this year. Brittany, your 2nd. Jake, you're new to my office, but this behavior is unacceptable." Derek's confidence cracked. "My dad's on the school board. Your father already knows," Principal Howard interrupted. "I called him 20 minutes ago. He's very disappointed." The room went silent. Mrs. Johnson continued. "Here's what's going to happen. You 3 will apologize publicly to Zara. You'll complete 40 hours of community service at the Disability Rights Center downtown, and you'll attend weekly counseling sessions about respect and empathy." "That's not fair," Brittany protested. "What's not fair," Mrs. Johnson said coldly, "is that Zara has dealt with this treatment for 2 years, and no one did anything about it. Until my daughter decided enough was enough." Derek's jaw clenched. "So one video ruins our lives?" "No," Mrs. Johnson said. "Your choices did that. The video just made sure you finally faced consequences." Principal Howard stood. "You're suspended for 1 week. When you return, you'll follow Mrs. Johnson's requirements exactly. If you refuse, expulsion will be considered." The 3 students left the office in silence, their heads down, their phones buzzing with messages from classmates who'd seen the video. Meanwhile, back in the cafeteria, something beautiful was happening. Students who'd watched Zara get humiliated were now watching Maya sit with her, laughing and sharing lunch. One by one, other students approached. "Can we sit here?" asked a shy girl with glasses. Zara looked up, surprised. "Really?" "Yeah," the girl said. "I've wanted to talk to you all year but didn't know how. I'm sorry I never said anything before." Another student, a boy from Zara's math class, pulled up a chair. "That was really messed up what Derek did. I should have helped. I'm sorry." Within minutes, the lonely table in the corner became the fullest table in the cafeteria. Students talked, laughed, and asked Zara about her interests. She loved photography. She was amazing at math. She wanted to be an engineer someday. For the first time in 2 years, Zara wasn't invisible. She was seen. When the bell rang, Maya walked with Zara to her next class. "I can't believe that just happened," Zara said, still processing everything. "Believe it," Maya replied. "You deserve to be treated like a person, not a target." Zara stopped her wheelchair and looked up at Maya. "Thank you. I mean it. You changed my whole day, maybe my whole year." Maya smiled. "We changed it together. You were brave enough to keep showing up even when it was hard. That takes real strength." As they reached the classroom, Zara said quietly, "I want to do what you did. Stand up for people." "Then do it," Maya said. "The world needs more people who won't stay quiet." That afternoon, an assembly was called. The entire school filed into the gymnasium. Principal Howard stood at the podium, microphone in hand. Today, something happened that should never happen at Lincoln High. A student was bullied. But today was also different because another student chose to act. He gestured toward the side of the stage. "Maya Johnson, please come up here." Maya walked onto the stage, surprised. The students applauded. Some cheered. Maya showed us that one person refusing to stay silent can change everything, Principal Howard continued. Because of her, we're launching a new program, the Upstander Initiative. Students will be trained to intervene safely when they witness bullying, and Zara Williams will help lead it. Zara wheeled onto the stage, tears in her eyes. The applause grew louder. Students stood up. It wasn't pity. It was respect. At the microphone, Zara spoke, her voice shaky but strong. I've been invisible for 2 years. Today, Maya made me visible. But she also made all of you think about who you want to be. The person who laughs? The person who records? Or the person who helps? The gym was silent. I forgive Derek, Brittany, and Jake, Zara continued. Not because they deserve it yet, but because holding anger won't help me move forward. What will help is all of us deciding that this school can be better. Maya stood beside her, hand on her shoulder. Then Maya spoke. Karma isn't magic. Karma is just consequences finally catching up. But real change? That's a choice. And today, we're choosing to be better. The applause was thunderous. Students weren't just clapping. They were crying, nodding, feeling something shift inside them. Over the next month, Lincoln High transformed. Derek, Brittany, and Jake completed their community service. Derek volunteered at the Disability Rights Center and met people who taught him what real strength looks like. He apologized to Zara privately, with no cameras, no audience, just genuine regret. Brittany started a podcast about her experience, talking about peer pressure and how she'd followed Derek without thinking. Jake became a mentor in the Upstander program, teaching younger students to speak up. And Zara? She started a photography club. Her photos of students with disabilities were displayed in the main hallway. One showed her in her wheelchair, head held high, with the caption, "Strength doesn't need legs to stand tall." Maya and Zara became best friends. They ate lunch together every day at that same corner table, but now it was surrounded by friends. One afternoon, sitting under a tree after school, Zara turned to Maya. You know what's crazy? What? Maya asked. 30 minutes. That's all it took for my whole life to change. 30 minutes between them laughing and you walking through those doors. Maya smiled. That's the thing about karma. It doesn't need much time. It just needs someone willing to deliver it. Zara laughed. Well, I'm glad karma looked like you that day. As the sun set over Lincoln High, the two friends sat together, watching students walk by. Students who now smiled at Zara, who held doors, who said hello. The school wasn't perfect, but it was better. And it started with one girl who refused to stay silent and another who refused to stay invisible. The end. If this story touched your heart, smash that like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear that one voice can change everything. Subscribe so you never miss stories where ordinary people become heroes. We've got more incredible true stories waiting for you right now. Click the next video because, trust me, you don't want to miss what happens when kindness fights back. Thank you for watching, and remember, you have the power to be someone's Maya. See you in the next story.